No garage time today, letting this dry for another day before I go hitting it with the 320 and 400. But this arrived in the mail. Thought I'd show you guys this heater control valve. Didn't want to put no old one or the wrong one on it. The one I had was, I believe, was wrong. Where is it at? Oh, yeah. So this is the one that was on it. It's pretty crusty, and the mounting is wrong on that. But anyways, what's crazy was when you look over here, it's like one of the holes was punched, but the other hole wasn't ever punched. It's like they missed it or something, I don't know. But alright, I'll get out of here. Alright, so this is where I'm at with it over here. Sunday. Just getting it warmed up in here. Another typical Kansas day. We are in the 20s and got some rain and some frozen stuff supposed to be moving in. But this has been drying for 2 days. And I'm gonna probably head in here and start doing some sanding. I'm on my final sanding. I'm gonna try it with 400 first to see if that knocks it down. And if it don't, then I will move over to 320 and then back to 400. But that's where I'm at with it. Boring part here, I know, but it's all part of it. That's why I'm putting these videos out, so you can watch the hours and hours and hours that it takes to do this. And you can either choose to do it, or you can choose not to do it. So, alright, I'll get back with you. I put some gloves on here and get some sandpaper out and see what's going to happen. Get back with you. Okay, so got this side all sanded with the 320. Looking pretty good. Haven't had any breakthroughs to really speak of. There's one tiny right there, but yeah, no other breakthroughs other than that. And it's got a little bit of a texture to it, so that's kind of mimicking the guide coat, so I didn't have to use a guide coat. Just basically sanding the texture out with the 320, and it's kind of a darker gray. You can see the difference between unsanded and sanded, so it's almost like it's got a guide coat built into it, which is cool. Yeah, looking pretty good here. So get back after it here. I think what I'll do is, now that I got this all side 320'd, go ahead and jump on the other side and do the other side 320. And then I don't know, I might do the whole car with 320, or I might jump over and do a little bit of 400 just to see where I'm at with it, what the 400 looks like. So anyways, undecided so far, but I was just kind of gonna hand sand for the most part, like over in these areas, like in here. I went ahead and hand sanded all of this, but for the rest of it, I've been using this foam block with the 320 on it. I just feel like it's gonna make it flatter, and especially on the sides. So anyways, that's where I'm at with it. One side down. I'll jump on the other side and I'll let you know how it goes. Get back with you. Alright, a little update here. I'm almost done with 320 on this side. So I got the center pretty much. Got to work on this area. I'm working on the top of the door now, but it started thundering, and we got thunder sleet coming down. Ain't that awesome? 1st of March and we got thunder sleet. Alright, get back with you. Alright, a couple hours later here, get a drink. My second cup of tea. The 320 is done. Everything's looking good. Getting ready to go on over to the 400 grit. So I still gotta sand this part back here, but it's not textured that bad. I figured just 400 grit would be fine on it. Alright, so I'll show you where I was at. All done in 320. Getting ready to move on to the 400 grit. I have something to go do real quick. Someone called, said their furnace ain't working, so it's supposed to be pretty cold today and tonight, so I'm gonna go over and help them out. I'll get back with you. Alright, long day, man, long day. So hit it all with the 320, and I had to go help someone out with their furnace. Ended up being someone gave them a inducer motor for it that was used, and it ended up being bad, so we oiled up the bearings in the old one and stuck it back in and got it working. But I'm dying of thirst here. But they'll end up having to get a new inducer motor for the furnace. But did the 320, went and done that, and I came back and did the 400 on the whole thing. You can see it's got a little bit of a sheen to it now. Because of the 400 grit. And I cleaned it with some wax and grease remover, just a little bit on a rag, and we were able to check body work while I did that, and everything looks pretty good. So with that said, I'm ready for get this area all cleaned up and get my paint and my clear coat, and get this thing painted, man. Main thing is going to be cleaning all this, blowing all the dirt, dust out of the rafters, and I mean, I'm going to clean it. I'm going to clean it for several days until I know for sure that there ain't no more dust that I can see. There's always going to be a little dirt somewhere, somehow, some way that's going to get in a paint job, especially in not having a booth. So with that said, I'm going to clean it as good as I can, and I'm going to pray that I don't get no boogers in it. But oh, man, it has been a challenge to get to this point. But I'm here to the point where I can finally get some paint on here and call it a day. Start getting this thing assembled. Maybe I'll be able to take it to some car shows this spring and summer. That's the plan. As for breakthroughs, I got one little breakthrough there. I think I had one little breakthrough on there, and then it was good up through here, and one little breakthrough here on the tip, and then I did see a pinhole right, I don't know if you can see it, right there, that I have to take care of. But other than that, looks pretty good. I'll get back with you on it. Night night. Okay, so this is what I'm up against over here. I don't have any room. As you can see, got 10 pounds of dookie in a 5-pound bag. No room. Even with the adding on a tool shed, I still don't have room. So the insides of the fenders, and the part that I already undercoated with rock guard, that has to be painted. Inside the doors, door jambs inside the door have to be painted. The jambs need to be finished and painted. So that's where I'm at over here with this dilemma. I wish I had a garage that was big enough that I could pull the doors off and hang them, and pull the fenders off and hang them, and then I could bag stuff up and just do the jambs and the back sides of the doors and everything at once. But I can't. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean off this table, and I got to do one piece at a time. That's all I can do. So I'm going to pull the fender off, put the fender on here, and do the back side of it. Of course, I'm going to lay blankets and stuff down on here to not damage the fender that I got already sanded. Lay the fender on there, get the back side of it painted, and then I can hang it back on the car, and then I should be able to pull the door, lay it on here, and so forth and so on all the way around. It's got to be done. The valence, both of the valences, I'm hoping to paint them off of the car. They're light enough, I think I can hang them in here, and I should have enough room to hang them over in this area, you know, like hang one from this rafter and then hang one from this rafter here, where I can get to the fronts and backs of them to paint them. So that's the sucky part of being in a small garage. Once I get the backs of them painted and the valances painted, I mean, it's good to go. It's just really a matter of doing the back sides of them so that I can get the car in paint. So that's where I'll be. I'm going to be cleaning, prepping for paint, cleaning. So the next few days I probably ain't even going to bother with the video, because it's going to be boring stuff where I'm just cleaning and getting ready. Another dilemma. So the brake pedal assemblies, this one came out of that orange car I stripped. If you look back further in the videos, I got a parts car and stripped it out. Took it to the sandblaster, not thinking, you know, that something's going to be different. Got it back, put it in paint. This is the original one out of the car, and of course this bracket is the only difference. So this is where your steering column mounts, and they had different steering columns from the 318 car to the 440 car. But this is the only difference. And I've looked it over. All of the holes are exactly the same. Everything's exactly the same, except for this. This is it. The only thing that's different. So instead of sandblasting this one and painting this one, I figured it's just going to be easier for me to just drill the spot welds out and mount that on there. So get my welder out, weld this piece on, and then I should be set for my brake pedal bracket, and maybe get this installed. Alright, that's where I'm at, guys. Running into dilemmas. Running into, why did they change that? I don't get it. Night. Alright. After putting a couple good welds on there, it ain't gonna go nowhere. I think that was the better option. Worked out, it was a lot quicker. And I ain't gotta worry about sandblasting that. Alright, get back with you. Alright, so the brake assembly is mounted, and got the brake booster in paint, and working on getting this table cleared off. I'll be putting all this garbage away, all my tools and stuff. So alright, get back with me. Okay, so I got it most of the way cleaned up. Still got a little bit to do here. Wait for a warm day where I can blow the dust out of here. And I'll probably spray the floor and stuff before I do the base coat, clear coat on the car. But the main goal here today was to clear off that table and all the parts and tools and all that stuff that were on the table, and to sweep up the floors. I have this one pinhole that I have to take care of on the hood here. You can barely see it, but it's there. And I have to sand the grills still. But then I also want to work on, this has got some like pitting here, and here that I want to work on, and then a little bit here, just old spot welds that ain't completely filled up, so I need to smear a little bit of filler on all those areas to get them cleaned up. And then that's why I'm cleaning the table off. I'll be able to lay a blanket out here on this so that I can pull the fender off and paint the back side, jam it here, paint the insides here, and then put the fender back on, and then do the other fender the same way, and then do both the doors. So that's where I'm at with it. I'm kind of at a standstill until I get the insides of the fenders and the doors painted. And while I have the door off, I think it'll probably be smart for me to go ahead and do this jam, to paint all that in there, and to paint this jam while I got the door off. So basically jam the car out all here, and both door openings on both sides, get that all in paint. And then let's see, got a little bit of work on here, a couple little spots up to there that I want to clean up, but just little tedious stuff. Gotta get it done before I can shoot paint on this thing, or on the outside should I say. So with that said, I'm gonna get out of here. Got it all cleaned up for the most part. I've been working on this a little bit here at a time too, because I want to get that cleaned up. But alright, get back with you. Alright, shut this off because it's warm in here. Alright, so just so I didn't feel like a total bum, I came out and body worked these little areas here that had the pitting in the metal, and then both sides had areas that I had plug welded and didn't get it completely full. Wasn't much, but just enough for my eyeball to catch. So clean those up, and I'll shoot a little bit more epoxy primer on them areas. And then let's see, I smeared a little bit of glaze on that one little pinhole I had right there. So I'm going to get that sanded. And I got this fender loose. Got to get my blanket laid out over here, and then that fender is going to come over here, so I can get the back side of it painted, and pretty much, you know, just, I haven't decided whether I want to jam it right there. I think I would just do the back side paint, and then painting this area that's going to be hard to get to, in this area. So I think I'll save this for when I bolt it back on the car. That way my bolts in here will get painted also at the same time that I'm painting the fender, if that makes sense to you. So alright, so I'll show you where I'm at with it. I just didn't want to be a bum and not do anything today, and get back with you on it. Okay, so I believe I got it figured out how I'm going to work this out. I welded across here way back in the old videos, so I went ahead and put a little filler on there. I'm going to sand that off, and because this has got to be primered anyways. And what I got to do the insides of the doors, and then I have to do a little bit more primer in here, and then paint this area and paint the backs of them. And while I got it off, I might as well, if I was smart, nobody ever claimed me to be smart, to go ahead and do this area too. Just put some fine line on this edge right here, and go ahead and paint this area also. That way it's all done. I think that's probably going to be the better way to do it. So anyways, like I said, I'm a beginner and I've never painted a whole car like this except for my Roadrunner, and it turned out like crap. Not my fault. Cheap paint, and the room got super hot, so it was going on dry, and then it started doing some orange pilly stuff. So hoping everything goes a little different this time. So scuff this up, paint these areas while I can get to them. It'll be a lot easier to do it that way, in my opinion. And then the other thing was, where am I going to put the door at the same time I'm doing this? So this is what I came up with. I put my door on that, move that transmission out of the way, so I'll be able to put the door here and do the edges on the door. And that way, while the door is off, I can go ahead and hit this jamb all the way. And go ahead and get that painted and out of the way too. So, and then I'll have to rinse and repeat on the other side. But, alright, I'm going to get out of the garage. Just wanted to come out for a little bit and at least say I got something accomplished. So that's where I'm at, because once this is all done, look like we're gonna have some nice days coming up for Sunday and Monday of next week. And I have my base coat and clear coat, so it's getting ready to go down over here, should I say. Shit's getting ready to hit the fan. No, paint's getting ready to hit the car. So anyways, I'll get back with you. I know I'm a big dumbass, but alright. Okay, this is where I'm at with it. So you guys don't think I'm a bum not doing anything. Scuffing up my jams with some Scotch-Brite, and repaired this area right here with some filler. I went ahead and put some seam sealer in here, and noticed the pin on my hinge was wiggly, moving up and down, so I just put a tack on it there. That way I ain't gotta worry about the pin falling out. Meanwhile, I stopped over at the hardware store and picked up 4 of these. They're 1/8 pins. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drill 2 1/8 pin holes in each of the hinges so that I can relocate them when it comes time, because I want to pull these off and finish cleaning them up so that I can put these in paint at the same time. I'm going to paint the hinges, I'm going to paint all this area here, and yeah, that's kind of just what I'm doing here. Basically, might as well say jamming the car. So I will have to tape my edge all the way around so that I can get this painted all the way down into here. So all this has to be painted. So that's where I'm at with it. Meanwhile, I went ahead and I've scuffed all this up with the Scotch-Brite, because this is epoxy primer that I shot on a while back, and I put 2 or 3 coats on it, so it's good and thick. But you know, have to break it open. So got it all broke open and scuffed so that I can put that in color, that in color, and then headlight area, headlight bucket area here. Then I'll probably shoot a little bit of paint on the back sides of these, just where they got, you know, a little damage from me hammering on them whenever I had them on the car, trying to straighten them up to look right. So anyways, I'm still up in the air about this area here, whether I should paint it or not. I might go ahead and paint it, and then my only thought is, if I paint it, then the bolts won't be painted. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to just take all the bolts and put them in a box, and just put the box over here, and then I'll spray them and clear coat them all over here at the same time that I'm painting all this. That way all my bolts are painted. I need to put a couple more in here for headlight brackets and stuff. But anyways, kind of just where I'm at, man. Just trying to get this figured out so that I can get the fenders put back on, and hopefully be able to shoot some paint on this thing probably Monday. Today's Wednesday, so I have Thursday, Friday, and Sunday to get out here and get all this part done so that I can get it all put back together, and then be able to shoot some paint on this thing finally. So, alright, just thought I'd show you what I was up to. Jamming inner doors, inner parts of the fenders. Get back with you. Alright, next day, I'm going to get back after this. I got my pilot holes drilled in my hinges so I could take them off and finish cleaning this up so I can get it reprimered and hopefully get some color going here, because time's ticking. Time keeps on ticking into the future. Anyways, I'll get back with you. Okay, one coat of epoxy on there, here, and some bolt spots on the edges of the door. I'm gonna let this coat flash off and come back out here in a few minutes and put another coat on, and then let that completely flash off, and mix up a little bit of color and repeat color some of this stuff up. Whoop. Alright, get back with you. Alright, so I'm going to let this dry up for a little bit. I did have a couple little pinholes up in this area right here. So I went ahead and put some glaze on. And I'll let this dry up. And then I'm going to scuff that. And this is ready. This is ready. I'm just going to let it flash off and dry before I come out and put any color on it. Have to do something with the hinges, but need to hit them with the sandblaster real quick, but I don't want to do this while I'm putting paint on. So get these in color tonight, and then I'll throw them in the sandblaster tomorrow and get them cleaned up, get them ready to go back on. Alright, get back with you. Okay, there's some color here and color here, and color on the hinges, and got some color on that, and some color on this. So you let this flash off. I'm just giving it a little extra time to flash. It's like a little cooler outside, so I'll give a little bit extra time for it to flash off and shoot some clear coat on it. I'll get back with you. Alright, the 3 coats of the base on here, on the doors, fenders and sides, and 3 coats on here. So I'll let all that flash off, and then I'll come back and do the clear coat. Get back with you. Alright, this is where I'm at with it. I'm gonna get out of here because I don't want to be in here without my mask on, but got the base coat, clear coat on the inside of the door, on the inside of the fender, hinges, all of this area. So basically got it all jammed out up in here. So with that said, I'm just gonna walk away and let it do its thing. I did go ahead and spray the bolts in the box over here, and I just kind of left the hinge bolts in their area. I figured that would be the easiest way to get them painted. So get out of here, let this thing dry, and hopefully I'll be able to, I don't know how quick this stuff dries to the touch, but hopefully it's quick enough where I can get it reassembled sometime tomorrow. And even if it's just setting the fender on there and bolting the door on or whatever, as long as I can do that, then get this stuff out of the way so I can bring the other fender and the other door over and get them done and jam the other side out. So anyways, just thought I'd show you where I was at. All based out, cleared out. I'm happy with that. Alright, night night. Okay, next day. I am going to attempt to get this thing assembled so I can disassemble the other side and rinse and repeat. Do the same process here. I was thinking about it to not get a paint line back here on this corner. What I'm going to do is I'm going to tape up this line down there all the way down, and then I can sand this with 600 and then have the door kind of cracked open whenever I'm painting the quarter panel, and I'll be able to hit that and repaint that also. That'll keep me from having a paint line on it. But alright, that's what I was wanting to show. And then I'm going to go ahead and get this scuffed back up around here and probably shoot some base coat on here, because I think the fender comes up in this area here, so some of this I won't be able to get to once the fender's back on. So, alright, raining its butt off over here, Kansas, today. Got potential of severe weather coming in, strong winds, blah blah blah, this and that, you know, springtime. Get back with you. Alright, got the door on with no mishaps. And now we got to try to get this thing on there with the same results. Alright, get back with you. Alright, here's where I'm at with it. Got this side hung and didn't have any mishaps, thankfully. But there we go. Got color on the jamb, color on the inside of the door, and I've moved on to the other side now. The color on here, as you guys seen in the last video, I just figured it'd be better to do it that way. I'll be able to just kind of tape it off when I get ready to spray this. But anyways, back at the ranch over here, I got the passenger fender off, passenger door off, and been pulling the tape off of this area here, and went ahead and vacuumed the inside out, so got rid of a bunch of dust there. So just got to get this all scuffed up over here, get the door scuffed, that part of the fender scuffed, and then if I cut through anything, then I'll go ahead and, like this is already been cut through, I'll go ahead and put some more epoxy on the ball-headed spots. I did get my hinge sandblasted, and this one came out of the basement because this matches my driver's side. The one I had on the passenger side wasn't the same. It didn't have this type of spring. It had that other type. But these are good hinges. They got good solid pins on them. So that's where I'm at. I'm gonna get this stuff scuffed up and get it in some paint. So I'll be one step closer to my goal of getting this thing in paint this month, so I can move on with assembly. Alright. Okay. A little quick update here.
got the primer on the ball-headed spots. The epoxy primer. And let's see. Get this all epoxy primered up. All little pinholes were closed up. Alright, so I'm out with it. Primer. Let that dry a little bit, and I'll come back and base and clear. Moving on. Get back with you. Oh, got the hinges in primer too. Okay, here's where I'm at with it. Got my bolts painted up here. Got the inside of the door painted. Got my hinges painted. Fender, inside of the fender painted. You guys already know I got this side done. All this is done. Had to repaint where the rotisserie was connected to the frame rail here. So had to pull the bumper brackets back off to paint that area. And I had to get this little area right here that didn't have paint on it. And then of course the jam. So that's where I'm at with it. So I got this side all jammed out, and tomorrow is Saturday, so I probably won't get to come out to the garage tomorrow, but I will come back out Sunday and assemble this side like that. Get this side assembled, and then I'm going to be working on getting this garage cleaned up, all the dirt and dust out of here that I can get. Because probably the next video that you'll see will be paint on the outside of the car. I didn't get into my gallon yet, so what I did is I went over and I got another quart of paint and another quart of clear, so that I didn't have to get into this gallon, and then got a little bit over a gallon of clear here. So I'm hoping that should be plenty to get the car painted and cleared. So probably the next video, I'm hoping, will be just me showing that the area is being cleaned up. I will have to scuff pad the whole car, and then, like I was saying before, I'm going to tape on the edge here, the edge of the quarter panel, tape that off, and then I will 600 this part of the quarter panel so that I won't have a paint edge right there that will be showing. So that's kind of the way I figured I would fix that, to not have a paint edge. Other than that, I mean, getting down to the nitty gritty here. Like I said, I'm going to spend a lot of time out here Sunday putting this back together and just cleaning and blowing dirt and dust. And I'm going to get my gas powered blower down and I'm gonna really just blow the dirt and dust and everything I can out of here, trying to save as much as possible to not get any dirt in the paint. I know I'm gonna probably get some, but just try to minimize it as much as possible. But alright, that's where I'm at with it. Coming up on it. Won't be long. We'll be putting some paint on this outside of this car. Night night.